Okay, welcome. This is Skyrim Special Edition. Let's play. My name is Backfire. I am going to be giving a walkthrough, let's play tutorial of the Skyrim Special Edition. This is the modified graphics version of this. We're going to start with the Helgen portion first, and then we're going to end the episode there. So many people have probably played this game that are watching this, and it's been out since 2011. It is currently, as of right now, May 21st, 2017. So it's been out for 7 years, but this is definitely a game that can stand the test of time, really. I have come back and played this over the last several years. The graphics are beginning to show its age, which is probably why Bethesda came out with a newer version where updated graphics is what this version is. But even then, without the updated graphics, it's still a very good playable game. So, without further ado, let's just continue on. Well, sometimes you just want to like sit back and just listen to the song. I mean, it's a very powerful song. By the way, speaking of this symbol right here, which is the Imperial symbol, we live in Atlanta, not Atlanta. We live in Augusta, and several years ago we went to the Renaissance Fair in Atlanta, Georgia, and I actually found a necklace of that symbol at the Renaissance Fair, so I actually bought it. So it's actually quite cool. But going off a little bit on a tangent there, just listen to the song. Very powerful song. I always like just listening to it. So let's move on. Now, anyone familiar with Bethesda games and like that, I think they do a very good job of dealing with tutorials and stuff in the very beginning of their games, and they do know how to make games. I mean, they're very good at making the games. They're very good at storytelling and story writing, and they just hit it out of the box with Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. You start off just like any other Elder Scrolls game as a prisoner. It's like, okay, what'd you do this time? Sort of thing. It's like, what did we do this time? As you can see, I mean, right now I'm actually playing this game for the first time on a high definition screen on my laptop, on my computer. So I'm actually admiring the game.
You are finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right?
Seems like the sound's a little bit off, so I'm going to actually turn on the subtitles. Dialogue subtitles and general subtitles. Turn those on. Check the audio here, masters, steps, music. Turn the music down. I'm gonna leave the music where it's at. And gameplay, vert Y, what's this? Let's increase it to, let's put it at a depth. Now right now I don't have it on any mods or anything like that. I don't think. Okay. I put a little I don't know what the hell that heck that is. Pardon my French. I don't have any mods on right now. But there are mods. Are they turned on? I don't want them turned on. I thought I didn't turn them on. I'll probably turn them on again a little bit later, but I'm fairly certain they're not on because I'm pretty sure I turned them off, but I don't know if this means that these are just mods. Hey, that these are the mods that you've had in the past. But I think I disabled them.
Right into that
Alright.
Imperial ambush, same as us.
So you start the game off, and it's
Damn
like
Stormcloaks. Skyrim was fine until you came along. Empire was nice.
you start the game off,
They had
and
for you.
you got this huge
Stole
tutorial, and you
the horse
gotta
halfway to Hammerfell.
sit through
You there, you
the
and me. We shouldn't be
the
here.
story, trying to figure out,
Stormcloaks the
okay,
Empire wants.
all this dialogue
We're
before you
all
actually
brothers
finally
and
get to some
sisters in
action.
Vines now, thief.
Shut up back there.
What's wrong?
Watch your tongue. Speaking to Ulfric Stormcloak, the true High King.
Sorry about that.
Jarl Windhelm?
Problem with my mic.
You're the leader of the rebellion. They've captured you.
So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to let them
Where are they taking
talk,
us?
and once we get to the tutorial, the character creation,
Sovngarde awaits.
I'm going to
No,
come back.
this
So I'm
can't
going to
be
mute my mic
happening.
now.
This isn't happening.
Hey, what village are you from, horse thief?
Why do you care?
A Nord's last thoughts should be of home.
Rorikstead. I'm from Rorikstead.
General Tullius, sir. The headsman is waiting.
Good. Let's get this over with.
Sure. Mara, Debella, Kinnereth, Akatosh, Divines, please help me.
Look at him. General Tullius, the military governor. And it looks like the Dalmor are with him. Damn elves. I bet they had something to do with this. This is Helgen. I used to be sweet on a girl from here. Wonder if Elod is still making that mead with juniper berries mixed in. Funny, when I was a boy, imperial walls and towers used to make me feel so safe.
Where are they going?
We need to go inside.
Why? I want to watch the soldiers.
Inside the house. Now.
Yes, Papa.
Get these prisoners out of the carts. Move it!
Why are we stopping?
Why do you think? End of the line. Let's go. Shouldn't keep the gods waiting for us.
No, wait, we're not rebels.
Face your death with some courage, thief.
You've got to tell them we weren't with you. This is a mistake.
Step towards the block when we call your name. One at a time.
Empire loves their damn lists.
Ulfric Stormcloak, Jarl of Windhelm.
Now something's going to happen
It's
here.
been an honor, Jarl.
Calling out your names because you're about to be executed. And this guy right here, Rayloff has gone off. This guy here is about to get called.
No care of
This
Rorikstead.
little touch that they
I'm
did.
not a rebel. You
So he
can't
runs
do this.
off,
Halt!
and she calls for the guards to shoot the guy.
Anyone else feel like...
And the thing is, as you saw him die right there, you see that when you come back and play the game over and over again,
Are you?
that guy dies in different ways. Sometimes he gets farther away, sometimes he falls down differently, sometimes they shoot him quicker, whatever. This is a little tiny little touch there. Alright, so character creation. Alright, so this being obviously a Bethesda game, they really go into a lot of detail with character creation. So you can choose your races. Now I usually either play a Nord or I play a Breton. Each race has a different advantage. So in addition to their quick and perceptive grasp of spellcraft, even the humblest of high rocks Bretons can boast a resistance to magic. Bretons can call upon dragonskin power to absorb spells. The thing also with Bretons is that with every race that you do, you start off with at least 2 spells. With Bretons, you start off with a 3rd spell, a summoning spell. It summons a pretty weak character, a weak summon, but it's something. It's not really a summon I use that often, but it's there. But you got Argonians. So for those of you that aren't familiar with them, are familiar with the realm of Tamriel, there are several races. These are the Argonians. There's a reptilian race. Now, one of the big things they can do is they can actually breathe underwater. They're also immune to diseases. Just talked about the Bretons, which is what I'm going to be playing with. You got Dark Elves, or the Dunmare. Their homeland in Morrowind, Dark Elves are noted for their stealth and magic skills. They are naturally resistant to fire and can call upon ancestors' wrath to surround themselves in fire. Now, each of these races have a power that they can summon up that they can use only once per day. Okay. You get the High Elves, or Altmare. Basically, these are good characters if you want to play a magic-based character because they get bonuses in magic. You got the Imperials. Okay. Appear to be shrewd diplomats and traders, skilled with combat and magic. These are more of your balanced characters. Khajiits, they're good thieves, so they're good with their skills that you would use for thieving type classes. Your Nords are very big combat based. They're also very resistant to frost attacks. Orcs are very combats as well. They can also go into Berserker Rage. Got your Red Guards, also very big in combat, and Wood Elves. So that if you're sort of like thinking of more of a classical ranger type, archers and stuff like that, Wood Elf is good. So what I'm going to go for, and what I usually tend to go for, is what is referred to in the Elder Scrolls terminology as more of a spell sword. Okay, I tend to go for more of a light combat, like one-handed weapon, one-handed sword. Usually a sword, sometimes axes or maces, and then also with a spell. And I tend to heavily do conjuration spells. So I go for the Bretons. Bretons are better conjurers than any of the other races, as opposed to, like, say, a High Elf or a Nord. Now, Nords would be good with heavy armor and specifically more two-handed weaponry. So I'm going to go with my Breton. Okay. Now you can change the body. I mean, you can like change the sex, and you know they got various presets. Okay. I usually don't like beards. Skin tone, weight, increases weight a little bit. Complexion, just make it pretty smooth. No dirt, no scars. You know, war paint, blah blah blah. Or little skull head. War paint color, you can change the color of that. I'm not going to give him any war paint. Face, nose type. Rather satisfied with his nose. But I mean, it's like incredibly huge detail and stuff that you can do. Cheekbones, jaws, chin. I think I might want his chin to be a bit more prominent, but forehead color. I don't know what forehead color does, but eye shape, his eyes are fine. Eye colors, let's see if we can make it a little bit more like red, bloodshot almost. You know, that black, total black. I am possessed. Blind in one eye. Sort of bluish. Bloodshot blue. There's like, guy looks like he's blind. We're just gonna go with that. Why not? Eyeshadow. What was that? Eyeshadow? Yep. So we're gonna go with that because I like that. It looks kind of interesting. The wrong button. Brow type. Don't care about that. Mouth is fine. Chin, see, like chin forward is what I'm looking for. More. No, he's fine. Down a little more, and then of course the hair. Now I'll get rid of the facial hair. I don't like facial hair. I don't like the facial hair of my characters. Completely smooth shaven. Okay. And the hairstyles. That's fine-ish. The long hair just looks weird to me. I don't know why. Mohawks. Of course, I can make them totally bald. I'll make them totally bald. Alright. That's what I'll do. Done. Finish, name your character. Then you name your character. Now, I tend to, like, with my science fiction type games, I'll go for a backfire type. But for my fantasy ones, I usually go with a name such as this. Tholden. Tholden's usually my fantasy type name. So all my my fantasy characters are named Tholden. Alright, moving on.
Are you from Daggerfall, Breton? Fleeing from some court intrigue?
Why, yes I am.
Captain, what should we do? He's not on the list.
Forget the list. He goes to the block.
By all respect, I'm sorry. We'll make sure your remains are returned to High Rock. Follow the captain, prisoner.
It's like, dude, I was just walking through the woods and I ran into your little army party going on. I'm not even with these people. Why are you trying to kill me? I'm just here. See, I wasn't even on the list.
Call you a hero, but a hero doesn't use a power like the voice to murder his king and use.
I'm just a victim of circumstance.
You started this war, plunged Skyrim into chaos, and now the Empire is going to.
So you're just jumping in here in the middle of whatever's going on. I mean, you're not even from Skyrim, and then all of a sudden you know that there's definitely something going on here.
General Tullius.
So apparently there's like a civil war going on, and this guy's the leader. Skyrim's the province of the Empire, as is High Rock, which is where you're from.
As you wish.
Apparently the leader of this rebellion and some of his compatriots at the time have been captured by these guys, and you just happen to be in that area as well as that poor sap over there that got shot.
You say the same.
And unfortunately, you're next. And this is what's always bothered me, and you'll see this in a second. This is what bothered me, just like right here in this scene. Okay.
As fearless in death as he was in life.
Oh, that's right off.
The Breton.
Okay, so it's your turn now. Hey, what's that?
There it is again. Did you hear that?
I said next prisoner.
To the block, prisoner. Nice and easy.
So here's the problem I have. I can't quite see it, but you'll see in a second. You come up here to the block. They just chopped the guy's head off, right? And as you look down, as you go down, his head's still in the box. So they couldn't have the common courtesy to remove the head before they chop your head off. So it's going to be rolling around on the ground. But anyways,
What do you see? It's in the clouds.
dragon. Of course it's in the clouds. Well, not anymore. It's on top of the tower. See, if you heard that, Tullius, the Imperial General there, he said, "Guards, get the townsfolk to safety." Alright, so that dragon's now blowing everything to heck and back. So you just gotta get the heck out of here. If you stay out here, nothing's really gonna happen. You'll eventually get hit by something and you'll fall down on the ground. But you just get back up again.
Legends be true. Legends don't burn down villages. We need to move now. Up through the tower. Let's go.
Alright, well, let's go. See what's going on out there. Wow. Yeah. Place is messed up. Alright. Going up. Going up, going up, going up. We're going up. Whoa! Oh, shit! Oh, it didn't shoot the fire in there. Dang it. Normally when he punches through the wall,
On the other side. Jump through the roof and keep going.
dragon punches through the wall,
We can.
he breathes fire into here. But he didn't do it that time. Okay, so basically you jump across into the inn on the other side, take a little damage, which will be fine, you'll heal it, and then drop down again. That's that little kid that was on that hotel
Keep close to me if you want to
in
stay that way.
the inn,
Gunnar, take care of the boy.
saying,
have to
"I want to
find
see the
General Tullius and
soldiers."
join the defense.
And his dad was telling him to go inside. So now you gotta follow Hadvar here. There's the kid's dad. He's dead.
Stay close to the wall.
General Tullius, over here.
Ooh, right there.
Quickly, follow
Is that
me.
guy dead? Yeah, he's dead. As is that guy. That guy's also dead. Now you can't pick anything up because your hands are still tied. Ooh, you just got hit with something. Even though it looks like I don't have any and my hands aren't tied. They are actually tied. Went up to him because sometimes if you hang around too long, he says, "Run, you idiot!" But he didn't do it that time.
Damn traitor! Out of my way!
We're escaping, Hadvar. You're not stopping.
I'm going to talk. Watch. Here comes the dragon.
I hope that
He's going to make a turn.
Sovereign Guard.
Grab one of those guards. Boom. And tosses him.
With me, prisoner. Let's go.
And falls down into the water. Fire. Alright, so now you got a choice here. You've got an option of either going with Hadvar over there, who's an Imperial, or Rayloff over here, who's a Stormcloak, one of the rebels, okay? I usually go with Hadvar, and I eventually do choose the Imperial side. Now, I know some people might take offense to that. It was like, oh, these are the guys that tried to kill you. It's like, well, yeah. But I'll have my reasons, as you'll find out later on in the game. So, basically, you come over here to Hadvar, and you go into the keep. Okay. Once you get into the room, he's able to free your bond. He unties you, and he can
Looks like we're
get
the
full
only
control of your
ones who
character.
made it. Was that really a dragon? To bring us in the end times?
I think
We
so.
should keep moving. Come here. Let me see if I can get those bindings off. There you go. Take a look around. There should be plenty of gear to choose from. I'm going to see if I can find something for these burns.
Alright,
See,
now you're
this
totally
chest has
free.
some armor for you.
Bring up your arms. Okay. Check up the chest. Now, a lot of people, they'll go over there because that's where the waypoint is. But if you go over here, you can get some more gold, and there's also a helmet. Now, you see something that you like, that you want to equip, hit the... I've got the an Xbox controller plugged into my computer, so with that, hit the one of the trigger buttons, and it equips your item. And then you can just like hit X and take everything in there.
Got to be a sword or two in one of these chests.
So this is what I look like in third person right now. Alright,
Got to
go
be
to
a
the
sword or
waypoint.
two in one of these chests.
There's
Look
other
around.
swords hanging up on weapons racks. Go in here, there's some armor. Warden's chest. So equip the armor, equip the sword into your right. So if you want, this is how the equipping of weapons work. Okay, you want to put it into your sword into your dominant hand, obviously. So to put it in your dominant hand, you're going to hit the right trigger button, and it will equip it into your dominant hand. And then you've got light boots and the gate key, the keep key. So take all.
Gotta get that armor on. Give that sword a few swings too.
So now this
Let's
is
keep
how
moving.
I
That
look
thing is still
now.
out there.
Now, I've got a sword equipped and in my right hand, okay, which means right now my left hand has nothing in it, okay. You can put a shield in there, you can put another weapon, such as, if I grab this sword here, and then you go over to your equip items list. By the way, this here is your equipment, and we'll get to that, we'll get to all this in a second. So you bring up your menu here, okay. You got your skills up top, which we'll get to again. Plus you also got items, you got magic, your magic spells, and the map, which we'll get into another time. But right now we're looking at items, and then we'll get to magic in a second. So go over to items. We're going to go down to our weapons. So here I'll show you all the stuff that I currently have right now. Not much. Anything of use I actually have equipped. So you can do it sort it by weapons, you can sort it by apparel, things you can wear, and keys. And as I get more stuff, more options will become available, such as books, food, and miscellaneous and stuff like that. So go over to weapons. If I wanted to, I can equip 2 swords, 2 weapons. Okay? Now, one's on my right hand. You hit right trigger, you use your right sword. Use your left trigger, use the one on the left sword. Okay? If you do both, get something like that. Do it in third person, this is how you look. Boom, boom, and then 2. Looks kind of cool. That would be a power attack. But like I said, I'm usually a spell sword. So what that means is this. You get rid of that weapon in my left hand, and you can equip magic spells in hands. Okay? So I tend to like to do spells and weapons. So you've got various different types of spells. I think there's like about 6 or 7 different types of spells. Right now you only have 3 spells. As a Breton, you get 3 starting spells plus this power. Okay, like I said, all races get a power. As a Breton, this is the power that I get. All right. So you've got flames, healing, which is self-explanatory, and conjure familiar. Okay. So right now I'm going to equip my flame spell into my left hand with my left trigger. Hit left trigger, and that puts flames in that left hand. Okay. Plus, you can also do things like a favorite list. So if you want, I can put, for instance, I can put healing in my favorites list by hitting Y. Okay. While in game, press the up button to open the favorites menu, allow you to quickly use or equip items you have marked as your favorites. Alright. I'm going to do that with flames as well, and I'm going to do it for conjure familiar for now, just to give variety. Alright. So we're going to pop out. Now you can see that I've got a spell in my left hand. So basically you'll hit the left trigger and it activates the spell. Simple as that. Now, to show the favorites list, just hit the up button on the direction pad and it goes there. Now I can flip back and forth between spells. So I can summon up my familiar. That's him. Also, if I wanted to, I can bring up the sword, or hang on, left hand, right hand. Boom. There we go. So it's a quick way to move back and forth between spells. If you want to activate different spells, like I want to use destruction magic, but also have a conjured creature up, you can do that quickly through the
Just give me a minute.
quick menu,
I'm out of breath.
your favorites menu.
Hear that? Storm cloaks. Maybe we can reason with them.
You're not going to reason with them. You gotta kill them. And die.
Let me see if I can get that door open.
So you're going to go open that door. And you can rate them. Yeah, great sword now. To tell if it's a one-handed or two-handed weapon is very easy. If you see it in the items menu and it's sideways like this, diagonal like this, it's a two-handed weapon. Okay? If it's up and down like that, it is a one-handed weapon. Very simple. I got some fur gauntlets, which I don't have any weapons on. I don't have anything on my hands, so I'm going to equip those. Everything else is basically useless and just added weight. So another thing with this game you got to worry about is weight, because everything weighs something. Now you can get mods for this game that will get rid of weight on certain things, or that would increase your carrying capacity and stuff like that, but we're playing it mod free right now. At least for now. Whoa!
Damn, that dragon doesn't give up easy.
No, it doesn't.
What are you doing?
It's throwing the mountain
We
down
need
on
to
top
get
of
out
us.
Helgen, now.
These Imperials have
So you go through this tutorial mission. It's basically you're just trying to get out of Helgen and survive the dragon, get away from the Stormcloaks. Now right there you just saw something called a kill move. And he just did a kill move,
That's
alright?
the end of that.
It's basically
I'm
kind of
in the
a
storeroom. See if you can find
almost
some
like a
books.
cinematic
Might come in handy.
where okay you're killing the character that you're killing your target and they pop up this cinematic to make it kind of look cool. And I have never been able to figure out how can you trigger this the kill cinematic, but you can. So here are your different types of potions. You got healing potions, magicka potions, and stamina potions. You basically got 3 stats in Skyrim. You've got your health, you got your magicka, which is your magic pool, and you got your stamina, which is things like how big your carrying capacity is, and also when you're sprinting and doing power attacks. So every time you use a power attack, it decreases your stamina. Every time you cast a spell, it decreases your magicka. Every time you take damage, it decreases your healing. That sort of thing. So you can search around and do other things. There's things like I saw some food over here. What is this? Bread. Bread will increase your health when you eat it. Stuff like that. Not by much, but it does do that. It does do it. So as you can see, I've picked up more stuff and more things have become available, like my potions. Picked up some food, so that was food. So I eat the bread and it'll restore 2 points of my health. Not much. But there you go. So let's see what they got. Stormcloak soldier. No money. There's nothing new except the hammer. You can also sell these things, but I mean, like I said, if you pick up too much stuff, your carry capacity goes down, which means you can't move very fast. So as you can see on the bottom right, you see carry weight 51 over 300. I can carry up to 300 pounds of stuff, and right now I'm carrying 51 pounds of stuff. I have 3 gold pieces, and the damage thing right there is showing me, okay, the weapon I have equipped deals 8 damage. This weapon that I'm looking at, the Iron Battle Axe, does 17 damage, which will increase my damage from an 8. It'll increase it 9 points to 17. Okay, that's what that means. And then, you're doing things like the Stormcloak Curios. It's got an armor of 23. My armor rating right now is a 50, which is, if I equip this, is going to bring it down 2 to 48. So it's probably not worth it. Now I tend to go for light armor and then just use my perks and my skills to increase how much the light armor does. And the reason for that is light armor, other than being lighter, doesn't do much for your carrying capacity. Just have them finish them off. And you can also sprint farther for a longer time.
Just in time. These boys seemed a bit upset at how I've been entertaining their comrades.
Don't you even know what's going on? A dragon is
Torturers just died.
Hot dragon, please don't make.
Oh, you got light bracers. Equip those. Increased by 1 armor point.
Nonsense. Although come to think of it, I did hear some
Iron
odd
mace
noises
does a little
coming
bit
from
more
over
damage.
there.
Come with us. We need to get out of here.
Equip that mace real quick. See, it brings my damage from 8 to a 10, increasing it by 2. Okay, put it in the favorites and equip it. All right.
Come with us.
You
We
have
need to
no
get out of here.
authority over me, boy.
Didn't you hear me? I said the keep is under
A
attack.
knapsack, a lockpick, and minor healing. Take all of it, and a
Wait
book.
second.
Now you got these little books that you can just read through on your own leisure. Most books are just give you some lore background of the stuff, and this book is basically about you, the Dragonborn. Although you don't know you're the Dragonborn yet. So if you read through it, you can get some backstory. Now, ultimately, it's not really that big or important, but there's other books that are that are important. There are skill books that as soon as you open it up, it increases a certain skill that you have. And there's other books, such as...
Looks like that.
I'm going to actually take the book.
In this cage.
Such as this book over
Don't
here,
bother with that.
in this
Lost the
cage.
key ages ago. Poor fellow screamed for weeks.
So that
See
book
if you can get it
over
with
there
spells.
is what's called
Read
a
everything
spell
we can
book.
get.
Now this is how you gain more
Sure.
spells.
Take all
Okay,
my
and once I get in there, I'll show you how it works.
Grab
So
us
you gotta,
and let's
first,
go.
you gotta unlock the cage. This is how you pick locks. So you go to the door, you hit A to bring up the lock. Now, it says use the left stick to rotate the lock pick, then the right stick to rotate the lock. The closer the pick is to the correct position, the more the lock will rotate before the pick breaks. Only when it is in the correct position will the lock fully rotate to open. Okay? So basically, move the pick. The pick has to be in the right position before you start rotating the lock. So let's put it right here for right now, and then I start rotating the lock. And if it's not in the right position, this happens. See, it starts shaking. And if you do it too much, the pick will break. Okay, so that's about right where the pick is supposed to be. So you rotate the lock. See, and it's not quite right, so you gotta adjust it just a hair. And there you go. Really simple. Now, of course, the more advanced locks, the harder it is to pick. But if you successfully pick it, that increases your lock picking skill. So, the book. Alright, so take Spell Tome Sparks. So you can tell a spell book by the symbol on the top, and the symbol on the spell book will correspond to the school the spell is. So this is a destruction spell. That's the destruction symbol. So become familiar with the different types of symbols. So you take this spell book, and you have it in your inventory right now. Those are gold pieces and magicka. So another thing here is his gear. Right, so 25 gold, magicka potion, plus the clothing that he has. Now these clothing give you benefits. Now his hood doesn't provide any armor, it only weighs a pound, but what it does is increases my magicka by 30 points. So I, as a spellcaster, might find that useful. So I'm going to equip that. Also the novice robes. Now if you're a magic user and you go through spells a lot, you need your novice robes, because this will increase how quickly your magicka regenerates. This will increase it by 50%. So I'm not necessarily going to equip that right now, but I will take it, because I could sell it. Now, for that book, in order for you to learn the spell, what you have to do is you have to actually read the book. So you come over here, find the book in your books inventory, and read the book by hitting A, use. Boom. Now the spell is learned. Okay? So now you come over to your magic, find the spell under destruction. There it is. Okay. Now you can put it in your favorites list. You can equip it if you want, whatever. Now, like for instance, look at flames here. The destruction magic has other little side benefits too. So flames, got a fire, does 8 points of damage per second. Plus also targets on fire take extra damage. Alright. Now sparks shoot out lightning that does 8 points of shock damage to health and magicka per second. So it decreases the target's health and their magicka. So this is very useful. Light electrical attacks are very useful against magic casters, whereas flames is pretty useful against undead and beasts. And you got ice, which we haven't gotten into yet. I'm not sure if we're going to get into the ice ones in this tutorial. I think we don't get that until later. But we're going to experiment with sparks a little bit for right now, just to show you what it looks like. So just move on down, join Hadvar. He's moved up ahead. Just ignore the torturer. Hadvar's down here somewhere. Oh yeah, there he is. Now there's other things that you can find. You can either have like stuff from the skeleton here. He's got gold, bone meal. Now this is a potion ingredient. Okay, you can do alchemy to create potions, but first the thing is you got to know what do you use these ingredients for. One of the ways to do it is to just eat it, and that'll give you one of the things that you can what the ingredient is good for, what type of potion is good for. Another thing is just to experiment. But the easiest way is just to, oh look, there's a potion ingredient. I've never tried it before. Let's eat it and see what happens. So you eat it. Damage stamina discovered from bone meal. Okay. Unfortunately, it does give you the what it does for a little bit, but it's very minor. All right, stick together. Well, let's go, dude. He'll follow along behind you and help fight with you, but he's relatively
Where in
useless.
Oblivion are we supposed to go? Where's the way
Alright,
out?
bad guys.
Give me a minute. Let me think.
Stormfront, get them!
Now there's a little thing up here that I wanted to show you. So I'm going to switch back to flames, and I always like this part. There's two archers over here, and they're standing on what looks something purple and shiny, right? Hit it with flames, it's oil. It explodes into fire. Well, unfortunately, they're not technically standing in it. But, you know, look, the smart-ass guy, he walked into it and died. But, let's take him out. Dead. Oh, Hadvar needs help. And I'm looking for gold right now. Not so much the equipment. Granted, I know I can collect the stuff and sell it at the next store, which, you know, I'll grab all of her stuff. I'm also going to grab these archers have arrows. If I remember correctly, yeah. See, the thing with arrows, they don't weigh anything. So if you find arrows, especially if you tend to use a lot of shooting, if you shoot a lot, take the arrows. Also, if you get a whole bunch of arrows, you can actually sell arrows. I mean, this is like 1 gold piece per arrow. If you get a whole ton of arrows, which you can since they don't weigh anything, you can go to somewhere, especially useless arrows. You can go somewhere and just sell them off and get some cash. You know. I didn't take the longbow because I'm about to be given a longbow in a minute, anyways. More axe. That's a little bit less. That's a hide shield. Okay. And equip the shield. I'll show you how the shield works. Apparel. Hide shield. Put that in there. So now I'll put it in the slot with
Let's see what this goes.
my spell. So what you do is when you have a shield equipped, you activate the left hand, so the left trigger, and you basically are blocking. Now if you're blocking, use your shield, and you hit the right trigger while blocking, you'll do what's called a bastion attack. Now that costs stamina. Now you do it against a target, and it could stun them. Okay. We've got some enemies coming up here soon, so we'll give it a try.
I guess we're lucky that didn't come down on top of us.
Yeah, I guess so.
We'd better push on. I'm sure the others will find another way out.
Well, come on, let's go. Hurry it up, dude. Another little thing that they did in this is, if you're in a dungeon and you're lost, usually the way to find which direction you need to go is follow the water or follow the candles. Usually the water goes in the direction that you need to go, or the candles or lanterns that you find, such as this. Obviously, since the water can't go that way,
I guess we'd better try this way.
we go this way. Okay, here's some more enemies. By the way, those of you that might know me, I absolutely hate spiders. Terrified of spiders. So obviously, this is one of my favorite enemies in the whole game, isn't it? Big, huge frost spiders. Another kill cinematic.
Giant snakes.
Fortunately, no giant snakes. I don't have anything against snakes, but ugh, spiders. Going back to the flames. I never did like fighting with the shield. Never got the hang of it really. Much prefer having some spells. Where's he at? He's about to give me another little tutorial. That's something. Because there's something right up there. Let him come on up.
Hold up. There's a bear just ahead. See her?
Yeah.
I'd rather not tangle with her right now. You might be able to sneak by. Just take it nice and slow and watch where you step. Or if you're feeling lucky, you can take this bow. Might take it by surprise.
Okay, so I'm going to equip the bow. This is the thing with sneaking. Equip the bow. And you automatically equip arrows. Whatever arrow you got. Usually, sometimes it goes to either the most numerous, or the least numerous, or the least damaged. I'm not quite sure, but so this is.
I'll follow your lead and watch your back.
The thing with sneaking. All right, so you got a target over there. Now, you crouch, you pushing in the left stick on the control, and you go into sneak mode, which is basically what he's doing. So you can see that we're sneaking. Now, when you're doing that, you're tiptoeing. Your movement is slower, and you're basically trying to move as silently as possible. So you can sneak past the bear, or you can sneak past others. And if you do things like go into the light, it's easier for you to be spotted. Or if you with a companion that just makes a lot of noise, that's easier to spot. Another thing you can do while sneaking is, while you're sneaking, your attacks do more damage. So from a distance with a bow, you'll do more damage with a bow sneaking and crouching than you would normally. So while you're crouching from a distance, hold back. Now with the bow, you gotta hold down the right trigger button, and you aim, right? Aim, hold down, and once you think you got the target that you want, you let it rip.
Not the
See?
sneaking type, huh?
Didn't quite do all the damage that I wanted to, so hit him again. And there's that kill cinematic right there. It's usually when you're about to do a whole bunch of damage, you go into a kill cinematic. Just holster the bow. You can go over there and you can get whatever he's got on him. So bear claws, another potion ingredient. Let's see what bear claws do to me. Restore stamina. Yay. So there's bear pelt, and you use pelts to make leather strips and whatnot. And you can also recover your arrows. So sometimes some of the arrows that you'll shoot into a target, you can actually recover your arrows. So if you're using bows, you use a bow, make sure you go over there and after you made your kill to see if you can recover your arrow. I was wondering what happened to the water after it goes under there, because you don't see it again. That's the last enemy that we're going to see here, and this is basically the end of the tutorial. So we're going to come out of the cave here, and we're going to end it as we get out of the cave.
Like the way out. I was starting to wonder if we'd ever make it.
Oh, we made it, don't worry. So we're out now.
Wait.
There goes the dragon again.
Looks like he's gone for good this time. But I don't think we should stick around.
Alright, so I'm going to leave it at that for now. And we'll come back to the next episode later.
My uncle's a blacksmith.